Hello. Erica, I don't need a private nurse.
Two punishing defenses. Two bitter rivals.
I like Lancaster. I want to get out there and do my best as possible and hit a lot of people. Battle out there. So you could go 0-19 and play them once. And if you beat Depew, that's the only game that you remember.
Two bitter rivals face off. Next, as the Depew Wildcats take on the Lancaster Redskins on the Adelphia Cable Sports High School Hockey Game of the Week.
From the Holiday Twin Rinks in Cheektowaga, New York, welcome everyone to Western New York High School Hockey. And this afternoon's game, the Depew Wildcats take on the Lancaster Redskins. Hello everyone, I'm Walter John Sears along with our color man Mark Jaggard to my left and our play-by-play man Frank Stewart to my right. And we're in for an entertaining game because it's Western New York's two most bitter rivals going at it, the Depew Wildcats and the Lancaster Redskins. And earlier this year, Mark, it was Lancaster all over Depew by a final of 9-3.
That's right, Walt. And speaking with co-coach David D., he feels that Lancaster was the only team during the regular season to really dominate the Depew team. Of course, Lancaster being the back-to-back champions in the Super Sunday has something to prove here. And Lancaster is led by a big forward, but Depew comes on strong with number 97, Frank Militello. Militello is a sophomore, and at 5'11", 195 pounds, leads the team with 26 goals and 46 points. An awful difficult player to stop, especially when he wants to play.
Well, Dave D., one of the co-coaches of the Depew Wildcats, stated that his club started off slowly, but it appears that they've turned it around. They're playing much better.
Right, they have, and they are currently ahead of Lancaster in the standings, although Lancaster is ranked in the Buffalo News Western New York Club poll.
And to take a look at the Lancaster Redskins, and of course that's your territory, Frank Stewart, they're ranked number 10 in the club poll.
Well, absolutely. They played very, very good hockey all season long, and they had the big win against Depew earlier in the year by a score of 9-3, as they talked about just a moment ago. But one of the big factors for the Lancaster Redskins is that they have one of the best offensive units in Western New York, and they are led, of course, by John Ball, Jim Wadowski, and Mark Overhoff, who provide them with tremendous strength up front. But one of the big surprises for them, and it's been a pleasant surprise for the Redskins, has been the play of that young man there, just a sophomore, 5'9", 135-pound John Frank, who is just up from the junior varsity. He is a great two-way player, an outstanding scoring talent, and he will be a player that the Depew Wildcats will have to focus in on today.
And head coach Dick Miller will hope that he'll get a good program of goals from his high-scoring line and from his junior varsity player, Frank, who has played so well as of late. Well, Mark, the keys for the Depew Wildcats coming into this game, what will they have to do tonight?
Right, what we have here on the board is the forechecking game for Depew. Of course, they'll need good goaltending from Sandrowski, and the special teams play always seems to factor in our contests.
And for the Lancaster Redskins, Frank, their keys?
Well, of course, they need to get out fast to a great start against the Depew Wildcats. The longer they allow Depew to stay in the game, the tougher it'll be for them. The other lines, besides the big line there, has to come up with some scoring punch in this one. And obviously, they have to play disciplined hockey. A bitter rivalry between two great competitors over the years. Sometimes tempers do get a little bit heated, and they flare up once in a while. That can put you in a tough spot.
And let's take a look at our edge board for this game between these two rivals. The goaltending and the defense, we give the edge to Lancaster. The offensive edge goes to the Depew Wildcats. The special teams edge goes to the Depew Wildcats. And intangibles goes to the Lancaster Redskins. So just about dead even on the edge board with a slight edge to Lancaster. And Mark, before we come back with our starting goaltenders, this has got to be a big game for Depew heading into the playoffs, being since they lost by 6 goals to this team.
Right, Depew had a slow start going into the season, and they've just come along as of recently. and hopefully they can rebound from that 9-3 loss and show that they truly are the team ranked ahead of Lancaster.
And Frank, number 10, Lancaster, looking to make it 3 straight Super Sunday wins. That's almost unprecedented.
Unprecedented, and there's the goal that they have targeted for themselves, and that's a big one to shoot for. They've got to get over this hurdle today.
All right, Frank Stewart will be back for the play-by-play. Mark Jaggard with the color, and I'll be on the ice. And we'll take a look at the starting goaltenders when we come back between Depew and Lancaster.
It's a hoedown on ice. Saturday
The Holiday Twin Rinks in Cheektowaga, New York. It's the Depew Wildcats in their blue uniforms taking on the Lancaster Redskins in their white uniforms with the red and black trim. Frank Stewart along with Mark Jaggard for this one. And let's take a look at the starting goaltenders for both sides as they take their final warm-ups. That's Tony Sandrowski in the nets for the Depew Wildcats, a senior at 5'6", 220 pounds, a stocky guy. Mark makes his hometown in Depew, of course, and pretty good goalkeeper.
Right, like you said, Frank, a stocky guy, 5.27 goals against average, but a surprising 9-1-1 record with the
Wildcats. There you see his save percentage at 80%. Let's shift over to the Lancaster side of the rink, and we'll get a look at their starting goaltender, and it's scheduled to be number 31, Bob Chapman. Good size, 6'1", 205-pound senior out of Lancaster again, and a little bit different style, much bigger guy, tall. Gives you a little bit more difficult target to shoot at.
Right, Chapman will cover more of the net than Sandrowski. Chapman, of course, with a 3.01 goals against average, and there's a shot of him in the net.
And Bob Chapman, and there is the officials who will be working this contest.
Bob Albano will be the referee. Jim Hoos and Tom Monahan are the linesmen for tonight's game.
Okay, and they'll be playing 3 periods, of course, in hockey, 15-minute periods, and the penalties will be 2 minutes each in this level of play. There's the coaching staff for the Depew Wildcats on their side. One of the assistant coaches or co-coaches, of course, is Dave D., who was great help in getting all this information together for us, and he'll be joined shortly down there. As walking down to help him will be Todd Soborowski, who also works along with Dave, and they join each other and get their final comments from the referee.
Right, there's a shot of Todd Soborowski, who is the head coach here for Depew, along with in the bottom of your screen is Michael Davis chatting over with Bob Albano. Here's they're going over something on the score sheet for today's game.
And let's take a look at the other side. It's Coach Dick Miller in his 25th year. And his team defeated the Depew Wildcats the last time these two teams got together by a score of 9-3. And he's making his final changes to his roster. He's assisted, by the way, by Dave Santoro. Now, just one key point before we get started. We're looking out at the Depew lineup out there, number 85. We'll be getting some skating warm-up here, and that, of course, is Kyle Martin, who is an inspiring player. He plays with great emotion both sides of the ice for the Depew Wildcats, and during the course of the year, he injured his ankle or broke his ankle, and he's trying to make his way back, but he could really be a big boost for the Wildcats.
He sure could, Frank, and this is his first game since he broke his ankle in December, and if he's able to test that ankle and if all goes well for him, could be a key factor in the game.
Okay, there you see his point total on the year. Obviously not up to some of the standards for the other players on the ice, but certainly a key component to their offense, and could be a big boost for them in this contest. If we swing over to the other side of the ice and try and pick up some of the Lancaster players, of course, as we have about a minute and a half before they buzz this thing to get it started, we can talk a little bit about that big starting offensive unit, which has scored so many goals for Lancaster this year, and they're led by number 13, John Ball, who is scoring at a rate of 12 goals and 16 assists on his year, along with number 15, Mark Overhoff, who's done a terrific job for them all season long. And then, of course, the other player involved is in that starting unit is Jim Wadowski, number 7, with 18 goals and 23 points. So you see those key guys, that big line, one of the best lines in Western New York for the Lancaster Redskins. It could be a very formidable task for the Depew Wildcats to stay with these guys.
Well, again, you mentioned Ball being the leading scorer. One of the things that we didn't mention is that he will not be in the lineup today because he was suspended in the previous game. So again, on the one side, we're talking about Kyle Martin joining the ranks for Depew being a factor, and now we have to take away Ball from the Lancaster side. Could be equally important.
Okay, so we delete number 13, John Ball. It'll be Overhoff working along with Wadowski, and we'll see if they move up the young fella, John Frank, number 17, onto that starting unit, as he will maybe get the start in that top offensive line for the Lancaster Redskins in this one. They're coming in with 12 wins, 5 losses, and 1 tie. And they currently, in Western New York club hockey, are sitting in about 6th place behind the Depew Wildcats, but they get that number 10 ranking. Again, we talked about that a little bit earlier, a little bit unusual.
Right, and both teams have exactly 25 points. As we see the Depew team getting fired up before this contest, obviously they'd like to avenge the earlier loss. But again, Frank, both teams have exactly 25 points. The only difference in their stats being the losses and the ties.
Okay, the Redskins with that head-to-head get the number 10 ranking in Western New York hockey. There you see the goals per game average for the Wildcats, 5.84, so they can score, they can light it up. And they have pretty good goalkeeping, allowing just 4.4 goals per game. The shot percentage at about 18%. And let's look at Lancaster on the opposite side as you see their totals. The goals and the totals for the year. They played a pretty balanced season, and their power play percentage is at 28%, so that could be a factor as it has helped them accumulate a 12-5-2 record thus far.
And there's a shot of the Lancaster team as they prepare for this game.
Bob Chapman takes his final warm-ups. There's Todd Soborowski giving final emphatic instructions to the Depew Wildcats. A big game for them heading into the playoffs, and the Redskins have been good on Super Sunday in the last couple of years.
Right, but I think, Frank, you know, losing a lot of the seniors from last year's club, it'll be awfully difficult for them to three-peat.
Well, it's difficult for any team to do it, but an opportunity here, and it starts with a big crosstown rivalry game between these two teams, and there's a pretty good crowd on hand. In fact, more people streaming into the arena across the way from us, and a couple of horns as we're ready to get this thing started. Bob Albano is the referee, and he'll be ready to drop the puck at center ice with Overhoff working with Wadowski, and they move Hillman up to the wing position. Troy Hillman, number 3, will be taking the place of John Ball. We weren't sure who that would be, and it's going to be Hillman to start this contest.
And of course, Hillman played 11 years at forward, and this is the first year that they had put him at defense, so he's happy to jump right back up there on the forward ranks. Okay,
on the face-off, the Redskins get control, 15-minute periods, and it's intercepted by the Wildcats, tipped into the offensive zone, and picked up there by Arenoiso, who steers it up off the boards, kept alive by the Wildcats, and they push it to the corner. And it's flipped out over the net and out of the rink by Arenosi, Arenosi, number 10, 5'8", 135-pounder on defense, gets a hold of the puck and just tips it out of trouble and out of the zone. Face off to the right of Bob Chapman with Burkhart, the big center, on the forward wall there for the Wildcats, and he tips it right at the goalkeeper, Chapman, who steers it around the back of the net and brings it up along the near boards out through center ice. And they're going to give us an icing call as it passes the red line. Long pass on the breakout attempted for Jim Wadowski. Wadowski couldn't reach out for it, and the officials will stop the action again. Early line changes for both teams. Defense anyway for the Redskins, and a forward unit different now for the Wildcats as Costanzo comes out to take the center position along with Militello. Reinhardt's at the right point. He'll be looking to draw the puck back to Reinhardt. Loses the draw, and the Redskins take it around to the opposite boards. Kept alive there. Body check on the play by Arenosi. Wildcats come out in front with it. Tipped and score! An early goal here with 36 seconds gone in the first period for the Depew Wildcats. Looked like a harmless centering pass, and it went in off a deflection.
Right, Frank, and one of the keys that we talked about to the game was the forechecking on Depew, and here we have a good example of some aggressive forechecking that led to the Depew score.
We'll see the replay as you see the conclusion of it, and with the hands up high. That's Militello, big Frank Militello, number 97, with his arms up. He may get credited for the goal. We'll have to check with the score as they'll get it in, but that may be his 27th goal of the year, as he's been a big, big boost for the Wildcats. There you see the final outcome. Again, the puck tipped out of the rink. And that one comes with just 36 seconds gone in this first period, so the Wildcats jump out to an early lead.
Right, we talked about Militello also in the pregame as the key player for the Depew Wildcats. Again, only a sophomore, 27 goals now, 47 points.
And there is the updated scoring, 27 goals, and a huge one there to start this one. He has good size, Militello, 5'11", 195 pounds. Wildcats win the face-off. Tip it up through center ice, right back at the goalkeeper. Swick chases back after it for the Redskins. Steers it behind the boards and uses that long reach to get it out of harm's way. Bounced up off a Wildcat player off the shoulder. Swick getting there trying to clear it. Still kept in at the blue line. It goes back to the corner. Wildcats again putting pressure on here. Their forechecking has been superb so far. Taken behind the net. Defenseman comes up to steer it along the boards. Costello will get a hold of it and he'll have a chance to clear it. John Costello up to Rosella, over to Davidzik. Davidzik tries to pick it up, and now it goes too far. And they'll whistle it down one more time. 13:39 to go here in this first period. The assists on Militello's goal to number 3, Mike Here, and to number 71, Chris Costanzo. So Costanzo picks up his 10th assists on the year, and Here gets his 18th. Sendrowski comes out on this faceoff. Mike Sendrowski. Tony Sendrowski is the goalkeeper for the start of this one for the Wildcats. And on the faceoff, it's steered right into the slot, knocked down by Gervis. Keeps it alive at the blue line, but now loses it. Bounced up off the boards. Redskins coming up on the play. Carrying it into the offensive zone. Player pulled out from behind. There will be a penalty. Our first of the game as John Frank tried to break through the defense. And he's hauled down on the play as he tried to carry the puck in. So the Wildcats will send a player to the penalty box.
Right, pretty obvious penalty. He just wrapped his arms around him, pulled him down, as you can see right there, and there's just absolutely no discretion in that call.
So our first opportunity of the game for the Redskins on the power play. And they have Wagner at 1 point, along with number 5, Sam Harmon. Petrella's on the forward wall. And the face-off just outside the face-off circle. Player backhands it high, and it comes out over the blue line, clearing the zone. Redskins keep it alive. Petrella picks it up and just steers it back. Florkowski intercepts, and he'll get a chance to shoot it up ice. Harmon couldn't control it at the blue line. Forechecking pressure there by Joe Tulin. Tulin pays the price with a body check. And back come the Redskins again, 3-on-3. Shot around the back of the boards. Behind the net. Petrella overskates it, leaves it for Frank. John Frank looking to set it up on the power play. Petrella clears out to take it back to the point man. Frank gets it back, moves in around one, shoots. Oh, rebound lay there, they shoot. Oh, it's kept out at the last second by Tony Sendrowski. The Redskins thought they had tied it up.
Right, there was an opening left there on the side with the goaltender down, and unfortunately, the Lancaster player was unable to get it by Sendrowski.
Great
right
chance.
There, reaching back for it. I think if Sendrowski hadn't reached back for it, it could have rolled over the line and we could have had a tied game.
That might have been Petrella who had the second chance as Frank took the initial shot. And Overhoff comes out now on the face-off for the Redskins, wins the draw. Hillman will take it and try to set up the power play. Kicks it back through the slot, and now it's going to be steered out of the zone by the Wildcats with 1:06 to go here in this power play advantage for the Redskins in their white uniforms with red and black trim. Redskins with a great season, 12 wins, 5 losses, and a tie. Heavy hit along the boards. Hillman pushes it forward. Intercepted by Militello. He'll get it back to center ice. Aaron Yossi shoots it off his teammate Wadowski, who has to pick it up. And they'll start back from their own end of the rink. Tipped ahead to Wadowski, who chases it in. He'll get a chance to pick it up and set it up to Hillman. Hillman loses it, and it's going to be taken away by the Wildcats. This is Burkhart, number 66, big guy, 5'11", 160-pound Kenny Burkhart. Shot back at the goalkeeper, who had to be quick on that one. Chapman made the save. 25 seconds left in the power play. The Wildcats having great territorial control here and forcing the Redskins from deep in their own end to start over. Intercepted man in the slot. Out in front, Militello scores! Frank Militello with his second of the game.
Again, some good aggressive forechecking by the Wildcats there. Militello just took his player off his check, picked up the loose puck, and walked around from behind the net uncontested with a backhander on the ice.
There you see it. He took it away from the defenseman, and nobody came out to help. Goaltender was at the mercy of the shooter as he saw a man coming into the slot. Frank Militello, the super sophomore from the Depew Wildcats, gets his second of the game. This one is shorthanded. And the Redskins are still on the power play. There you see 28 goals now in the year for Frank, coming up big in this big crosstown rivalry contest. Shot back in. The Redskins have to tag up just 3 seconds to go on the power play. So the Wildcats not only slow down the Redskins on the power play, but they also get a goal out of it. Moving the clock towards 11 minutes to go here in the first period. Shot in by Rosella. Picked up there by Soboraiski behind the net. He takes a heavy hit along the boards. Costello comes in trying to keep it alive. It comes to the blue line. Tipped up off an ankle, kept in at the blue line by Swick. He tips it high right at the goaltender like an outfielder. Coming up and spearing that out of the air, and Swick mixes it up at the blue line, and now a couple of punches thrown, like taps there at the blue line with Kyle Martin and Mike Sendrowski. Big Brad Swick, 6'2", 177-pounder. And they're escorting him back to the bench. Let's look at the replay. He'll keep it in at the blue line there, and then you see him trip up a player at the blue line, and Shoves him down again. That's number 6 going down, Randy Soborowski.
All right, good job by the linesman to be in there so quickly.
And they send them both off for 2 minutes each. That Militello goal was unassisted, as you might expect on the shorthanded situation. He took it away from the defenseman on the boards and brought it back out in front and backhanded it underneath the goaltender. So 2-0 lead here for the Wildcats in this first period. Both teams playing at 5-on-5 attackers as the penalties offset each other. On the face-off again, the Wildcats clear the zone. Icing is waved off. Chapman leaves it. Number 14 going back to pick it up is Ron Kozel. Davidzik gets over there first. Kozel will have to pick it up at the near corner. Bumped along the boards. Burkhardt comes in to do some forechecking work, and Costello looks to break out. He overskates the puck. Picked up by a teammate, though. And Davidzik will just shoot it in. Goes all the way around the back of the goal, up towards Burnham along the near boards. Knocked down there in the slot. Player misses a check, and back come the Wildcats. This is Tulin. Tulin with a burst of speed. Oh, and he dropped it back for a teammate. Nobody came back to help. And Ruzala has to start things out for the Redskins one more time. He's knocked off the puck. Comes back out of the blue line where Sam Harmon will pick it up and just shoot it through the defense all the way to the corner. Petrella in there, takes a heavy hit. Petrella comes up with it, though. He's got Frank coming into the slot. He shoots. Score!
That's going to be Petrella's 11th goal of the season. A good play by Frank. Or excuse me, Frank got the goal. Petrella with the assist.
Beautiful setup as Frank comes into the slot and just shoots quickly and beats the goalie to the glove side low along the ice.
Nice job by Frank just to jump into the hole and create the opening to accept that pass.
First goal of today, and John Frank on the season has had a pretty good year. 16 goals coming in, 17 now with that one. And it gets his team a little bit closer. 2-1 the score, just under 10 minutes to go here in the first period. Kept up along the boards and into the face-off circle where the Wildcats will start out with Costanza. Cross ice to a teammate, low shot, rebound laying there, and overskating the puck was a Wildcat coming in quickly on the play. Another shot coming up, coming back to the blue line, and tipped. Oh, just backhanded, just wide. Wildcats with good forechecking pressure here. The Redskins unable to get out of their own end of the rink. Aaron Yossi lets it go to Frank into the corner. Aaron Yossi tips it up along the board. Stanko has to come up on it. He can't clear it out of the zone. Shot right back into the corner. Aaron Yossi again tries to clear it. This time he gets a little bit of a good bounce as it's cleared out of trouble. Back to the blue line. Wildcat player loses it, though. The Redskins on top of the puck. They'll keep it alive in the offensive zone with Overhoff going in after it. Hillman will pick it up. Hillman trying to get away from the defenseman here. He can't do it. Dives out over here. They battle in the corner. Some bodies thrown around there. But the Redskins come up with it. Oh, a player tripped up. Not really, must have tripped on his own stick. And we've got a hand pass here, and the players break. And a little bit of the physical contact after the play here.
Right, going back
the Wildcats and the Redskins.
Frank, going back to that last series by the Wildcats, coming in on the left side, the big hard slap shot. The goaltender kicked out a big rebound for Depew and then was down. Militello was down low in the slot and had a backhand chance with a wide open net and send it wide. He could have had a hat trick.
Yes,
here
indeed. He couldn't get enough angle on it apparently because he did have an opening to put it past the goalkeeper. A little bit of a delay here as the Redskins get their line set. They are the visitors on the scoreboard. The Wildcats are the home team. Shot into the corner. Wildcats steer it up along the boards. Zelak couldn't keep it in for the Redskins at the blue line, but they'll get a hold of it and fire it right back in with Aaron Yossi doing the work. Captain of the Wildcats bet his own side of the net. Oh, he's forechecked heavily. Almost lost the puck right in front of the goalkeeper. Drake steers it up ahead to Sandrowski. Sandrowski can't find the puck, and Flynn will pick it up for the Wildcats at his own blue line. Over to Drake's. Knocked down by the Redskins at their center ice. And Flynn backhands it out of trouble with 8:14 to go here in the first period. Shot into the open wing. Delayed penalty coming up here to the Wildcats into the slot. Loose puck back to the point. Low shot just wide. Redskins have control of it, and they have the man advantage coming their way in a second. As they keep the puck alive, they just shoot it back and forth behind the net, trying to set up a good shot opportunity. There it is, hard. Back to the point. Low shot. Score!
Lancaster tying it up at 2 with Aronozzi getting the goal after the goaltender kicked him out the rebound. And
Where is he? Where is he?
He's buried.
He's buried. They buried him.
Referee Bob Albano had a delayed call on Sendrowski on the play as he tripped up Troy Hillman.
Delayed call coming up, and you see the Redskins keep the puck alive. That shot low, and it seemed to deflect at the last second and maybe get steered between the pads of the goalkeeper who did the splits there. But a 2-2 tie now on that delayed call to the Wildcats. So the Redskins come storming back with some great offensive effort there as they pulled their goalkeeper, got the 6th man out, and it really helped. It opened up a spot.
Right, and Frank, I believe you're right. That puck was tipped.
At center ice, players bump. Two big guys there, Davidzik and Burkhart, look at each other. Taken behind the net for the Redskins. Costello trying to steer it out of the zone. Bounced up along the boards. Looks like we'll have an interview in a second with the coach of the Lancaster Redskins at our next whistle. Swick chases back after it. Tried to clear the zone, couldn't do so. Now we've got a whistle. It looks like we've got a penalty coming up. Well, while we have this moment, why don't we go down to ice level and join Walter John Sears as he has an interview with the coach of the Redskins.
All right, thank you very much, guys. Very exciting start here. Head coach Dick Miller falling behind 2-0, and the last 2 goals really have your team pumped up here. The boys are real happy now.
Yeah, I think the emotions of the game got carried away the first part. They were a little overwhelmed by some reason, and then we started playing our game now. We're more of a stick handling team, and in this soft ice, you can't do that. We have to make the passes count.
A lot of people unfamiliar with club hockey. You won 2 consecutive Super Sundays. Compare this year's team to the last 2 championship teams.
We don't have as many scorers as we did the last 2 years, but a lot of good skaters on this team. Size is another thing that we don't have as much this year as we had on our previous teams. But we're still we've had a good season. Can't take it away from the kids. They worked hard, and we've done well.
Well, good luck again on Super Sunday if you get there. And one final question, this big rivalry, how much would the sweep mean to you?
Oh, a lot. It's never happened since I've been coaching here that we've ever won 2 from them in 1 year. So it means a lot. It means a lot to the kids.
This could be the game. Good luck, Coach.
I hope so. Thank you very much.
Back up to the play.
Redskins out in front, and they're in a power play. Loose puck out in front. Stayed taken out of there by the Wildcats with 1:13 to go in the power play for the Redskins. In the penalty box is Burkhart. He got the call against him for the Wildcats, so the Redskins on the power play. Had a good chance just a second ago. Now they look to break out once again. Puck kicked around at the blue line. Going to be picked up there. Militello, always dangerous for the Wildcats, is on this penalty killing unit. Petrella chases after it, goes into the corner. Tries to get a hold of the puck. Frank comes in to help. Davidzik lost it. Back to the blue line, and a breakout possibility for the Wildcats, and Petrella comes back to back check on the play, and now a penalty call.
Looks like Militello was taken out of the play. We may have an interference call here.
And it is going to go against the Redskins. And that'll even things up for the next 44 seconds. 6:13 to go here in the first period. And it is Swick who goes to the penalty box as he rode Militello, their big scorer, right on down to the ice. The official couldn't help but see that.
Right, and Frank, just going back to the interview with Walt, with the coach Dick Miller, I find it really interesting that neither team has swept each other, especially with Lancaster being the Super Sunday Championships for 2 consecutive years. You would have thought if one of those last 2 years, that would have been the time to do it.
On the Lancaster second goal, the goal scored by number 10, Jeff Aronozzi, with the assist going to a teammate, and number 15, Mark Overhoff. And on this sequence, the Wildcats drive to the net, but the goaltender, Brad Chapman, really comes up quickly and makes the play to stop the action. Let's look at it one more time as the Wildcats look to get something going. Right towards the goalkeeper, Militello with that long reach. He's a tough customer.
Right, and again, he's the player that drew the penalty to give the Wildcats their first power play attempt here.
Still playing at even strength, 4 attackers for each side for the next 32 seconds. Face off, Militello, what a great effort there as he was hammered by Frank and still got a hard shot away. Right off the face-off, Florkowski trying to keep the puck alive in the offensive zone over to Flynn. Flynn working with it at the blue line. That's going to be easily intercepted by the Redskins, and they'll look to break out of their own end. Along the blue line and then down along the boards, it's kept alive. Petrella comes in on the play. Petrella shoots actually tried to pass it over to Aronozzi, who couldn't come over with it. And now the Wildcats are on the power play with Burkhardt back out of the ice. Wagner intercepts for the Redskins and shoots it back into their Wildcat zone. 1 minute and 5 seconds in this power play advantage. The man advantage for the Wildcats looking to regain the lead. They led 2-0. They've been tied up 2-2. Still in the first period. Knocked down at the blue line. Flynn picks it up. Shoots it right at the goaltender Chapman, who hangs on comfortably. And we may have a little contact going on out on the ice, and sometimes it's two guys from the same team colliding. We'll just have to take a look and see that comes up once in a while. There's a big hit at the blue line.
Right, we just saw that, and of course, going back down to the Depew chance for Militello, he was taken down hard by Frank and a nice solid body check.
On the face-off, right into the slot, and a good breakout. Wadowski couldn't reach it. Here's Burkhardt. Pass, Militello. Oh, and he had the wide open net and couldn't shoot it in. Burkhardt again. With Martin out there. That was Martin, excuse me. He has the yellow helmet similar to Militello. Martin had a great chance, and there was quite a story with Kyle Martin coming back from a broken ankle. Ooh, that one was labeled on the hard shot by Reinhardt. Jeff Reinhardt didn't have much of a screen in front of the goaltender, though, and the goaltender Chapman had a great eye line on it and made sure he made the stop. Let's look at that replay of Kyle Martin's great chance, and he had the wide open net.
Sure did, and Frank, here's the pass coming across. The shot from the point goes behind the net. Back to the point there. They're dumping it deep. Now they're in the corner, and of course, Depew getting a couple chances on this power play with 45 seconds to go.
Militello comes out on the ice. He'll be playing the right wing on this power play. Good-sized guy at 5'11", 195 pounds, and very strong from what we can tell thus far. Burkhardt will take the face-off. Ken Burkhardt. Reinhardt remains at the right point position. A little helmet problem there, so the officials will settle that issue before they allow him to continue. He has to get that mouth guard in place first and then snap the helmet back, face guard back on it. Now they're going to send him off, apparently.
And Frank, on that Lancaster goal, that unnamed player that we have 33, I believe that should be number 3, Troy Hillman.
Troy Hillman, yes.
Good move by Coach Dick Miller to move Hillman up to the forward line as it pays off.
Martin comes out for Militello. And linesman about to drop the puck, left to the goaltender. Oh, shot back out. And Wadowski had a great chance to clear it, but didn't do so. Comes back to the point here, and that's an offside call, as Overhoff might have had a breakaway.
Right, and again, on that play, the linesman, that should have been a delayed offside, as no Depew player touched it, and Lancaster could have cleared it.
Action stop and go here in the first period. The Wildcats still on the power play. They scored shorthanded earlier. This puck tipped back to the Wildcat blue line. So Borowski turns. Kozel comes up and intercepts. Oh, a big hit there right at the blue line as Soborowski put the shoulder into Kozel. Militello skates it over the blue line. He'll have a chance to set things up with 15 seconds to go in the power play. Militello from a tough angle. That's fired well wide. Centering pass right out in front. Loose puck. They score! 3 players playing the give and go, and Militello was left unguarded.
Right, Militello was Johnny on the spot on that play as he gets a hat trick here with 4:17 to go.
Where's Don Klawan's hat? We got to throw Don's hat out. You have to see the great puck action here. They got a good bounce off the boards. That helped the start.
Well, that's what we call a holiday bounce here at Holiday Twin Rinks, and a couple players getting a chance, and Chapman coming up with a few saves, and the puck just going over to Militello, who was uncontested. Again, alone in the slot. Poor coverage by Lancaster.
Militello gets the hat trick. And we may even see another look at it as one of the fans has thrown a hat onto the ice. One of the the Wildcat fans. See the replay of that as it comes back to the wide open side, and Militello, if he misses that one, he's going home. Bob Albano, the referee, talking to Wildcat player at center ice. 4:17 to go. So the penalty to the Redskins gives the Wildcats an opportunity, and they cash it in to take the lead 3-2. Redskin defenseman Davidzik, or Zelak rather, working along the boards. It comes back to the blue line. Redskins look to break out of their own end. Burst of speed up the left wing for Davidzik, who rolls it into the corner. Davidzik overskates it. Bounced off a the boards, and the Wildcats will get a chance to clear it. An open wing, Aaron Yoisi with the puck, and now a delayed call coming to the Redskins. And a slash, apparently, on Davidzik, and he's going to head to the penalty box.
It looks like Lancaster might be a little unsettled here. Going back to the other Depew goal, the third by Militello. Again, Militello being such a key player, Brad Swick took him down in the neutral zone when he wasn't even involved in the play, which of course led to Militello's goal. So
exactly right. So the Wildcats will be looking again to jump on this opportunity. 3:45 to go in the first period and 2 minutes in the power play now. On the slashing call to Davidzik. Rosella does good work on the faceoff, but the Wildcats get a hold of the loose puck. Taking it down the left wing is here. His hard shot right at Chapman, low. And Chapman dives back out on top to make the save. Chapman's had pretty good goals against this year, 3.01.
Well, a big guy covers a lot of the net, and so far in the game, he might be giving up a few too many rebounds.
Take a look at that hard shot from the blue line by here. Low shot, and you said just a second ago, Mark Jagger, that the puck seems to be bouncing away from him a little bit too far. And here's a great chance for the Wildcats. Oh, Burkhardt on his own faceoff. There's a shot just went wide by here. Burkhardt did a good job. He'll get the puck again. Wildcats playing pretty tough out here. Zelak is really bumping with Militello in front of the goal. Almost a holding call. In fact, he'll be called in a second if he doesn't get his hands off him. Comes back to the blue line. Boy, I'm surprised the referee let that go for a while. He seemed to really have him bodied up.
Well, as the referee, it's his job to watch the puck first of all, and you can't watch everything when you're out there.
Zelak really did a good job with Militello. He would not let him to get his hands free to get his stick on the puck. Knocked away towards the blue line. Militello keeps it alive, goes right to Chapman. Costello will get a hold of it. He'll shoot it around to the open corner. But Burkhardt beat the puck there and was able to keep it in. Florkowski behind the net. Militello setting himself up in front. Gets the puck. Oh, comes back to the blue line to Flynn. His shot. Loose puck rebound. Lay there. Oh, and Militello missed again. That would have been his fourth goal of this game.
And Florkowski had an easy pass right there to Militello, and he sent it back to the point, which I don't understand because it would have been an easy tap and goal for Militello.
Redskins don't look that sharp on the defensive side, killing penalties here in the first couple of minutes of this game. They'll have to work on their special teams or figure out some way to keep an eye on Militello. He should have 4 goals already, and he's got 3. Redskins clear the zone. 2 minutes and 5 seconds to go in the period. Flynn chases back after it with Petrella right on top of him. Gets away from Petrella and comes up ice with it. Long pass. Swick should get there first, and he'll have a chance to clear it. He does. Out to center ice. Long shot. Deflected high up over the net. 3 seconds to go in the power play. Wildcats with the puck. Out in front. Loose puck laying there. Oh, a great chance, just missed. And here come the Redskins one more time. Frank with the long shot. That's high, and Tony Sandrowski makes the save. And a little bump after the play right there, but the linesmen step in to break things up. Let's look at the replay of Militello's chance for a 4th goal.
Right, we talked about Florkowski having the puck behind the net and the easy pass that could have been made to Militello right there on the doorstep for easy tap and goal, but instead the puck goes over his stick back to the point man.
Let's take a look at it as it comes up here. You see the pass right there. Militello just, in fact, he was expecting the puck, wasn't he?
Right, he tried to knock it out of the air.
Instead, the puck came over to the point man, Flynn, whose shot came right back into Militello, and he had the open net and just couldn't get it in. Tough angle, but again, one of those that he should have had. Counting down to 1 minute and 20 seconds. Centering pass intercepted by the defense. Little forechecking pressure here by Stanko for the Redskins. Bounced up all on the boards and now out through center ice. That's Wagner steering it in. Taken by the defenseman. And Sandrowski goes after the puck. It's overskated at the blue line, and Frank just tips it into the offensive zone. Icing waved off. As Hillman couldn't catch up with the puck, there is a trip, no call made, intercepted by Overhoff. Moving in, he shoots right into the goalkeeper. And a little bump after the play as Sandrowski comes out and takes it up in the chest.
Right, number 15, Mark Overhoff, the 5'8", 130-pounder. An intercepting chance after a trip in the defensive end. And again, Overhoff gets a chance here, but he just shoots it into the goalie, and Sandrowski makes the easy save.
Sometimes the referees don't see those calls, but that was a pretty obvious trip. The stick outstretched, and the defenseman lost it, which resulted in a great chance for the Redskins.
Frank, a lot of times on a tripping play, you look at the intent of the player. If he's intending to play the puck in the offensive player trips, it's certainly not always called.
Here come the Wildcats again. Puck tipped ahead. Burkhart moving in on Chapman. Chapman gets there first. Tulin with the puck. It goes to the corner. Burkhart trying to set himself up in the slot. Goes back to the Gervis at the blue line. Tulin chases after it again. Over to Burkhart. Shot up high and over the corner of the net. Burnham has it. He takes a big bump on the play. Tulin trying to set it up in front. It's knocked off a skate and goes to the corner. 15 seconds left. Off the board, big hit at the blue line there by Wadowski. Sticks up high right there at center ice. This is Burkhart. Burkhart trying to get around the defense. There's a pass towards the goalkeeper, and Chapman covers up as the horn goes to close out the first period of play. And we won't be resurfacing the ice, but we will have a short pause and break in the action here after one period of play in this great crosstown rivalry. It's the Depew Wildcats 3 and the Lancaster Redskins 2. Period of play here at the Holiday Twin Rinks in Cheektowaga, New York. The Lancaster Redskins win the face-off. They are the team in the red trim with white jerseys and black letters. Wildcats of Depew High School in their customary dark blue with light blue trim. They lead this contest, the Wildcats do, by a score of 3-2. And all their goals in that first period scored by Frank Militello, who's had a great start to this game. There's Costello with a long pass. Oh, and he's offside.
Oh, and a missed call, Frank. He was clearly onside.
Linesman made the call.
And the player threw his stick. Costello, that could be a misconduct penalty. I'm sure Bob O'Bannon will have something to say to him about that, whether it be a warning or an actual misconduct.
It's a warning. Costello's still arguing, and if he keeps up arguing, he will get the misconduct. He's going to have to back off there.
It's unfortunate, too, because Costello did a real nice job of slowing up to stay onside.
He allowed the puck to go in ahead of him, and then he just steered his skates above the line. Let's take a look. Maybe we can pick it up.
We can get maybe a freeze frame on that
as
the puck.
Oh. Young Mr. Costello, John, obviously upset, and maybe rightfully so, as there's another break for Costello. He just missed getting the pass. And the Wildcats shoot it back into the offensive zone. Zelak has it. Shoots it to the open corner. Comes around the near side, and the Wildcats looking to keep it in, can't do so. At the blue line, Davidzik steers it out. Costanza takes a bump for the Wildcats, and Sandrowski's low shot, weak shot. Rebound laying there, it's still loose, and the goalkeeper doesn't see it. And no Wildcats on the doorstep until after the whistle.
Again, we alluded to in the first period, Chapman seems to have trouble with the rebounds.
We may get a chance to see it again as the goalkeeper Chapman resets his equipment. There you see the loose puck. Now he doesn't realize where it is at first, and his defenseman's trying to shovel it underneath him, and he's really not giving him any place to put the puck.
Right, I think that was Aronozzi with a smart play, just putting it under his body to get the stoppage. Otherwise, any Depew player can jump on that loose puck, and we would have a 4-2 game.
Bob Chapman with 10 saves tonight. He's allowed 3 goals, however. Face off to his right.
And listening to the Lancaster bench between periods, they seem to feel that Depew is just unchallenged as they carry the puck, and I think what Lancaster wants to do now is to play a dump-in style of game.
We'll look one more time. Upcoming games coming.
Federation Finals on Sunday, February 27th at Buffalo State College. Will be starting at 3 p.m. And, of course, the Super Sunday matchup March 6th at Buffalo State College also starting at 9 a.m.
A lot of hockey action coming your way on Adelphia Cable Sports. Bob Albano is straightening something out along the bench area and at the penalty box. No one in the box, though, so they'll be playing at even strength. Linesman drops the puck right at the goalkeeper, Chapman. Cozell shoots it to the open corner. Tulin's there for the Wildcats. Wildcats with some very strong players on their front wall, and they're able to use their body to get position frequently in this first couple of minutes of the second period. Keeping the puck alive, just that strength of the upper body there, and they're not allowing the Redskins to get free control of the puck. It comes back to the blue line. Will it come out? No, it won't. Wildcats keep it in. Reinhardt bumps it. And now it's kicked out by one of the Redskins with Petrella chasing it. Stanko intercepts the pass. He overskates the puck. Coming up on it. Loose puck on the rebound. Stanko had to go off his skate. And the Wildcats look to clear again. Oh, big hit on Burkhardt. He goes down hard. Petrella shoots it in. That was Stanko with the hit. Hillman comes in late on the play. The Redskins keep it in the offensive zone. Petrella chases after it. He takes a bump. Number 34 trying to hold it there is Reinhardt for the Wildcats. 5-6 players into the corner. Puck is still loose. Referee says keep it moving. Comes back towards the blue line. And a wild, bad pass there by the Redskins as the Wildcats break out of their own zone. This is Flinch coming in high on the shot. The rebound laying there. And they couldn't cash it home with Burnham on the doorstep. Back to the blue line. Kicked out over the blue line. Break opportunity. Here comes Hillman down his wing. Hillman's going to move into the slot. Shoot. Oh, he hit the goal post on the short side. Great chance there to tie this one up. Redskins picking things up a little bit here with their play, putting a little bit more body to the Wildcats. Comes back towards the blue line, kept alive by the Redskins. That shot's deflected to the corner by the goalkeeper. This is Overhoff. Takes it behind the net. Comes to the near side. And the Wildcats maybe clear it. No, bumped from behind by Hillman is Militello. He couldn't clear it. Hillman's still battling with Militello. Now the big guy breaks out. Look at Militello fly. Up through center ice, getting around the defenseman. Militello moves in, he shoots. Oh, he lost it off the end of his stick. He had a great chance for the backhand. Out to the blue line. Here come the Redskins. This is Wadowski, 2-on-1. Wadowski over his teammate, backhand, and the pass didn't connect to Wadowski. Bumped along the boards. Picked up there in the corner. Redskin player, wraparound score! Great chance by Ruzella. Scott Ruzella, number 4, puts it in. And we're in a 3-3 tie.
Right, and the Wildcats playing a little bit too aggressive and poor man coverage. You had two or three Wildcats wrapped around the Lancaster player who had already given up the puck.
There you see it. As you're right, the Wildcats never went with the player as he saw an opportunity. The goaltender maybe glued to the right post, couldn't get over to the left side quick enough.
Right, Sandrowski has to do a better job of covering that post.
Scott Rosella gets the goal to tie this one up at 3. It's as good as we expected this game to be. Some excellent puck control, good scoring chances, and some big hits, as you might expect between these two schools. On the face-off, Wagner couldn't get it out of his own end. Rosella gets a hold of it. Back to the point. Sandrowski's shot up and over. Oh, what a great chance. And what did we have, a quick whistle there? What happened?
Well, the puck went off the goaltender's glove, and then it just laid in the crease, and the Depew player was unable to get a handle on it.
But why was the whistle blown? That's a little bit of a surprise to me. The puck was clearly free. Let's look at the replay. You see it pop out of his glove, and Costanzo just missed the open net, couldn't get control of the puck, and they stopped the action.
My guess would be that referee Bob Albano thought the goaltender had the puck in his glove and blew the whistle for a stoppage because the goalie had it.
Face off to the left of Chapman. And again, he's not controlling the puck very well. That could be a factor as this game progresses. Had a glove save and couldn't keep it in there. It was almost the 4th goal for the Wildcats. Redskins looking to break out. Big hit at the blue line and now tipped up through center ice. Player for the Wildcats slow to get to his feet. That's Costanzo. Dumped up off the boards. 2-on-1 for the Redskins. Pass not there by Ruzella, who just scored a second ago. They bump along the boards. Player into the slot by himself. If he can get the puck, Costello screaming for the puck. He's not there yet. Comes over to the near boards. 10:45 to go here in the second period. That one's cleared all the way up ice. And the goalkeeper lets it go by. And there's the icing call. 10:39 to go here in the second period. A 3-3 tie.
Right, Frank, we had mentioned about the rebounds given up by Chapman. And one of the things that I was going to allude to earlier was that when Depew had one of its power plays, the left winger came in over the blue line and let go with a slap shot. And you would think that on a power play, the team would want to gain the zone, regroup, and set up some type of play. But knowing now that the goaltender will give up a big rebound, you might want to just come in over the line, take a shot, and maybe get a rebound off his pads.
Yeah, drive to the net, exactly right. Their coach, I'm sure, will be talking to him. The coaching staff of Todd Soborowski and Dave D giving some signals to their team. You see the face-offs won, 15-12 there. This is Tulin. He loses it to Aranyosi. Has one of the Redskin goals. It's backhanded into an open corner. Zelak has to chase after it. He shoots it around hard, and it goes out over the blue line. Frank chasing after the play. He bumps with the defender. Loose puck at center ice. It's going to be picked up. No, the Redskins can't get a hold of it. Here comes Burkhardt, Ken Burkhardt. On his off wing, gets around one defenseman. Burkhardt moving in, and he shoots it up high and over the back of the net. On the play, Stanko gets a hold of it. Stanko out over the blue line through center ice, gets bumped at the scorer's table. Noel Stanko, number 11 out there for some ice time. He couldn't keep it into the offensive zone. Backhanded pass, kept alive by Frank. Frank's shot, labeled for the upper corner. And Sendrowski reaches out that glove hand and makes the save.
Right, nice shot by Frank, but of course plenty of time for Sendrowski to see it, and he gloved it with no problem.
And we may get an opportunity shortly for one of the coaches as we look at the replay one more time of that shot. Sendrowski makes it work very easily. We will be talking at the next break to one of the coaches for the Depew Wildcats. There you see Jim Wadowski, big senior for the Lancaster Redskins.
He's throwing his weight around here today, made a lot of solid body checks.
On the face-off, it comes back to the point. Aaron Yossi, and it was almost deflected by Hillman in front. Instead it goes to the corner and back to the blue line. Intercepted there. Up to here. Mike here, 2-on-1. With Militello, with here. Militello moving in, shoots, and he tried to pass it actually, deflected off a skate. The Redskins player can't find the puck, it's behind the goalkeeper. Militello's in there to get a hold of it. Militello with that long reach, trying to work around the defenseman. The defenseman stayed right with him though, Aaron Yossi, and took it away. Pass up through center ice, and a rink-wide pass now for Wadowski, who will get a chance to get a hold of it. Bumped by Florkowski. Hillman shoots it behind the net to Overhoff. Back to Hillman. Out in front, penalty coming up to the Wildcats on a trip. Redskins with control. Out in front now, and it's going to be stopped right there.
All right, Kyle Martin was taken down, or took down Jim Wadowski there. Kyle Martin will get a penalty, and I believe it'll be interference.
There you see number 85 going to the penalty box. And an interesting story, we mentioned it just a minute ago, that he is back after a long injury with a broken ankle. And we'll see the play coming up. As it'll go to the corner, and there you see the trip on Martin as he did not allow the player to move clearly into the open area for the shot opportunity. So the Redskins go on the power play.
And nice job by Bob Albano there, because a lot of the clutching and grabbing going on behind the play, making his job that much more difficult to cover both ends of the rink.
I believe this is the second power play of the game for the Redskins. One, they had a third power play, then they had a shorthanded goal scored against them by Militello. No time up on the board on Martin's penalty, so we'll be guessing at that as a 2-on-1 develops. Rosales shot up high off the blocker of the goalkeeper. Bounced up off the boards by the defense and now cleared by Kozel.
Right, and Rosala had Davidzic on a 2-on-1 there, but didn't see him and took the shot.
This is Kozel, rather. It was knocked away by Burnham, rather, on the previous play. Defenseman there overskated the puck for the Redskins. Redskins having trouble setting up in the offensive zone. This is Brad Swick. Shoots it up ice. Kept in at the blue line by Rosala. Oh, his pass not all the way through. Centering opportunity, and it's going to be taken to the corner. Swick can't get in on the play quick enough, and it goes back to the blue line. Knocked down there. And the Redskins have given up an opportunity to Militello, a breakaway. Frank Militello moves in, and again, he's ridden off the puck just enough to not allow the shot to get clean on him. And he was looking for a second shorthanded to the goal and looking for a chance to break this tie. He gets it once again away from the defenseman. That shot up high, and the goalkeeper, Chapman, has to glove that one and hang on. But Frank Militello is all over the ice.
Right, nice job by the Depew player to spot a breaking Militello, who just walked in uncontested. But the Lancaster player had a good grab with the stick on him, and I don't think he got away the shot that he wanted to.
There you see Frank Militello coming to the bench. And is he going to the penalty box? We do have a call against him.
He was probably a little upset that there was no call made on that scoring attempt, and may have said some words to referee Bob Albano and received an unsportsmanlike conduct penalty.
Bob Chapman with 15 saves tonight. And he did get the 2-minute unsportsmanlike conduct. And a 5-on-3 situation. A little delay here.
I think Bob Albano will skate over to the timekeeper's box and try and have the correct time assessed to the first penalty. I don't know if they can make that adjustment here.
7:24 to go here in the second period, a 3-3 tie. What better chance for the Redskins to finally take the lead in this one with a 2-man advantage. On the face-off, the Redskins from their own end. This is Arenosi, around one. Arenosi moving in, he'll shoot. Low shot, and that bounced up off the leg of the goalkeeper and bounced right into his glove hand.
Right, he almost fooled the goaltender Sandrowski on that because Sandrowski was already moving the other way, and he did shoot it to the glove hand, and it almost seemed to find its way in.
Good move there to get around the defense. Now, as you see, the goalkeeper may be leaving that post a little bit, and his leg was kind of caught out there, and he was lucky enough to get some bit of the pad on the puck to stop the goal. 1:49 to go in the one-man advantage. 7:10 to go here in the second period. Redskins with the face-off, and they control the puck in the offensive zone. First penalty almost to a close. That shot by Hillman was deflected. And now the two-man advantage is down to one man as Martin comes back out of the ice. This is Arenosi moving in. His shot deflected off a skate, goes to the corner. This is Hillman. One-man advantage, the power play still in effect for the Redskins as they work the puck behind the net. Nobody into the slot, though. They can't get anybody in there. Frank trying to work his way in to set himself up. This is Hillman coming out with it. He's ridden off the puck. This is John Frank on the backhand, tries to stuff it in, and the goalkeeper holds his position. And the puck is out of the vision of Bob Albano. And he didn't see the puck or where it wound up, so now the whistle to stop the action. 6:30 to go in the second period, 1:06 to go on the power play. We do have an interview, and we're standing by. They're going to get some player changes. We'll be ready with that interview maybe after this power play is completed.
Talk about Lancaster having that 5-on-3, a good one-time attempt by Troy Hillman, but when you have a 5-on-3, there are always some open people, and you might want to, instead of rushing that play, take a look around and find the open man.
Overhoff on the face-off with Tulin. Tulin is waved out. Linesman ready to drop the puck. On the face-off, comes back to Arenosi at the blue line. He takes it into the corner to Wadowski. Wadowski kicks it behind the net to Hillman. Back to Wadowski. Oh, and it just slid right through the crease there. Nobody home. Not able to keep it in as a Redskin at the blue line. Oh, that's a dangerous, lazy pass there that was almost intercepted. The ice surface a little slow here today, according to the coaching staff.
Well, when the weather is high and the temperature gets up there, it slows the ice right down.
Arenosi behind his own net. Bounced up off the boards for Hillman. Hillman loses control of the puck. Intercepted there. 30 seconds left. Overhoff with it. Eludes a check. And now carrying it in is the Redskins player Hillman. Leaves a drop pass, nobody home. Tulin couldn't get there. Yes, he does, and now it's going to be intercepted at the blue line. So, what a great chance by Wadowski.
Wadowski had all kinds of time to stop that puck and either make a pass or let the goalie go down and then put it over him.
Swick just steers it to the corner. Off the boards, it goes back into the corner here for the Redskins. Power play is now over, so both teams at even strength. Overhoff shoots it from the blue line. Long rebound off of Sandrowski. Bounced off the boards. 2-on-1 developing with Militello. Militello can't see his teammate Martin. Militello moving in. Setting it up. Shot. Did he score? No, it's off the side of the net. Back around to the corner. Hillman has it. He takes a big hit from Militello. This is Kyle Martin in the corner. And Militello is hurt. As he's down on the ice, Hillman gave him a hit. And there's a little bumping after the play, with Wadowski getting into it with Kyle Martin. Linesmen and officials separating both teams here. Let's look at the replay of what happened to Militello as he was into the corner chasing the puck.
Right, I think it was number 5, Sam Harmon, the big Lancaster player who came in
late, yes.
Took a hit on Militello after Militello had taken out Hillman on the play.
All right, we're ready for that interview, I believe, right now with one of the associate coaches for the Depew Wildcats, and that's David D. And Walter John Sears is standing by. Let's turn it down to Walter John Sears and the coaching staff.
All right, thank you very much, Frank, and a very busy man here, co-coach Dave D, along with your other coach and your club right in this game, 3-3, very exciting game.
Yeah, they took the play to us a little early, and we've gotten into penalty problems. But if we could stay out of the penalty box, it should be an interesting game from here on out.
Well, your leading goal scorer hasn't disappointed you. Militello, a hat trick already. He's all over the place.
Well, one thing they're doing, Lancaster's starting to do, is they're starting to put a shadow on him. So it'll be interesting to see what happens the rest of the game.
Well, you just had a heavy hit there, and your bench thought there should have been a penalty called. Your club did a fine job killing a two-man advantage and then a one-man advantage. Almost gave a goal away late on that penalty-killing effort.
Well, if we can stay out of the penalty box, I think it should be an interesting contest after that, but we have to stay out of the penalty box.
And Dave, talking to their head coach Miller, they've never defeated Depew twice in a season. This is a big game for them also.
Well, Lancaster, I'll tell you what, Lancaster is probably the class of this league. They always seem to come to play. The last couple of years, they've been the #1 team in Western New York, and they really beat us big time last time. And I think, you know, Dick has a good club and always gets them ready to play, and they're awful tough.
I know it's tough for you working with Adelphia, wearing the two hats. You and Todd have a lot of work to do, so good luck, Coach, the rest of the way.
Thank you very much, Walt.
And there you heard it.
Okay, we are back with 1:38 to go, and the penalty to Wadowski, so the Wildcats are on the power play. Wildcats looking to get back into the lead here. On the face-off, the puck is laying right at the blue line and finally steered out of there by Costello. Costello with a great pass for Frank, and he just tripped at the blue line, just taps it in with his hand to the corner. He had a good chance there, John Frank. Lost his skate.
Sure did, Frank.
Back along the far side. Zelak has to go in to get it. Well, the Redskins trying to clear out of his zone. He puts a little bit of lumber up on the player for the Wildcats, Kyle Martin. Soborowski steers it back behind the net. The big guy's out there for the Wildcats. Into Martin. Martin shot right into the pads of the goalkeeper, Chapman, and he's covered up on the play by a Wildcat who comes in late and stumbles over him. Gonna watch the skates on a play like that.
Right, I got to mention here that on that power play, the puck was lost when they got in the zone. Martin had it in his skates, and once Martin had moved the puck along the boards, Zelak came in to check him. Now, if you're shorthanded, you can't be taking yourself out of the play with a player who's not involved with the play, and then Depew was able to advance the puck a little deeper and get a scoring opportunity.
And you see the pushing after the whistle as Chapman was kind of body slammed there a little bit by one of the Wildcat players in tight. Wildcats on this face-off to the left of the goaltender, Chapman. Chapman's faced a lot of tough opportunities, and the rebounds that he was giving up earlier are not really happening right now. May have settled himself down a little bit. It couldn't come at a better time if you're a Redskin fan.
I think the defense has settled down a little bit more and is quicker to clear the rebounds and help him out a little bit more.
Good work along the boards by the Redskins as they kill some clock and disallow the Wildcats a chance to get a hold of the puck. And here's a break opportunity. And Petrella is going to carry it in over the blue line. His teammate didn't come up with him on the play. Petrella is still holding on to it. Doing a good job, though. Look at Petrella kill some clock here. Overhoff couldn't come up with a puck. Back over the blue line is here. Militello reaches out. It's knocked down at the blue line by Swick. Just outside the blue line, Militello bumping along with Petrella, and Petrella just shoots it high and over the defenseman's head. So this will kill a good portion of the penalty. Good work there.
Right, and Lancaster looked for them. Heavy forward checking here. Here's Hillman stealing the puck deep.
Hillman comes up with it. He's 1-on-3, so he's just going to kill the penalty as best he can. Comes back to the blue line, kept in there by Wagner. Knocked down with a skate at the face-off circle. Here comes Here. Here comes Here, and it's going to be intercepted right there by Aranyosi. Over to Wadowski. Wadowski getting around. The defenseman's lost his stick. Taken down in the play is Wadowski. He's looking for a penalty. Now this one just drifts towards the goalkeeper, who stops the action with 2:45 to go in the second period. Some good chances, I thought, for the Redskins.
Oh, no question about it. They did a great job killing that last penalty, and that last series of play we saw Florkowski making a smart move, not having a stick, able to body the player off the puck without the stick and not get the holding call.
That's a very difficult thing to do. Redskins bench thinking there was holding going on, and we're hoping to get the call. As it stands right now, both teams are at even strength. Flynn on the faceoff, back to the point. Deflected shot, and not much wood on that one, and it goes right to Sandrowski, who holds on.
And going back, Frank, to the interview with David D., he had mentioned that he thought that Lancaster was responding to Militello by putting a shadow on him. I feel that they had done that right off the bat. If we go back to when Swick had taking down Militello in the neutral zone, which led to one of the Depew goals.
The Wildcats trying to clear their end of the rink. Now it's bounced up off of Harmon's stick. Rosella comes up on the play and puts a good pass onto the stick of Costello, who just backhands it into the open corner. Davidzik chasing it after it for the Redskins. Flynn beats him there. Flynn gets thrown off the puck by Davidzik. Davidzik's a big-sized guy, 6'1" and 220, I believe. Rosella bumping along the boards. I love covering the puck there. Davidzik throwing his weight around again with Flynn trying to get back at him. Sendrowski comes up with it. Sendrowski having a little trouble getting those legs going. Big hit along the boards again. The bodies and sticks coming up a little bit. There's a punch thrown by Sendrowski, and he's going to get the call against him. Harmon looking to set up the man advantage, and they're going to send a player to the bench area. The goaltender was coming to the bench and trying to get an extra attacker out there, are the Redskins, but they give the puck away.
Right, David D. had alluded to the key he thought in the game would be staying out of the penalty box. And again, Sendrowski, I mean, we've seen him in the box earlier today, and this is going to be another trip for him. He took a solid check, got up, and threw a punch at one of the Lancaster players.
And it was at number 8, Dave Davidzik, a 6'1", 210-pounder, who's a pretty good scorer as well. Davidzik tells us he's scored 17 goals with 20 assists.
Right, Davidzik is a big player, and although he's only a sophomore on the team, he is a linebacker and a fullback for the varsity football team, and he scored 6 points in his first varsity game.
Kozel at the point. Man advantage here for the Redskins. That's shot out of the rink off the net. 1:42 to go in the second period and 1:52 in the power play advantage. A little bit of a delay here as they wait for a fresh puck.
There's the face-offs won today, with Lancaster winning 18 and Depew 13.
John Frank on the face-off. Low shot, good low shot by Kozel. Knocked away with the stick by the goalkeeper. It comes back out over the blue line. Redskins on the power play. Petrella couldn't get a hold of the pass. This one shot off a knee, and Tulin is bothered by that a little bit for the Wildcats. Again, a hard shot, not out of the zone, though. The Wildcats are having great trouble. They're shooting hard, but they're not getting it out. Now it finally clears all the way up ice. With number 14 going in after it is Ron Kozel. He leaves a drop pass for Zelak. Dave Zelak starting out of his own end, up to John Frank. Frank, the sophomore, working around the defense, gets around one. It's got a great pass over a teammate. Oh, and it's not all the way through. It deflected high off of Kozel as he attempted to put it up over the shoulder of the goalkeeper. Just couldn't get enough on it. At center ice, here come the Redskins. Hillman takes a heavy hit along the boards. Petrella comes off the ice as well. Overhoff comes on for the Redskins. Loose puck behind the net. Kicked away. Hillman comes back out to get hold of it. To the point to Swick. His shot knocked down by the defense for the Wildcats, and back they come. Burkhart bumped by Kozel. Overhoff chases after him and poke checks the puck away. Overhoff comes up with a great defensive effort, and the puck bounces over his stick there at the blue line, so it goes all the way up ice. Slow ice surface. We're down to 15 seconds to go in this period. That bounce off a helmet. All the way back out of the zone. The Wildcats try to clear it. They can't do it. 8 seconds left. Wagner's trying to set up a shot, deflected by the defenseman. Burkhart has it. He leaves a pass for Flynn. Wildcats with 1 second to go, and there's the buzzer to close out the second period of play here at the Holiday Twin Rinks with our score. The Depew Wildcats 3, the Lancaster Redskins 3. Here at the Holiday Twin Rinks, 15 minutes up on the clock. There you see the shots on goal in that second period. The Redskins with 9, the Wildcats with 8. The Redskins with the man advantage for the 10 seconds to open up this third period. A look at the Wildcats bench, a 3-3 tie.
And Frank, they did get one chance on that power play with Frank making a nice backhand pass to Kozel, but he got it high up over the net.
That's John Frank, who's playing a great game here for the Redskins, has a goal. Ruzala bumped along the boards as he carried it into the offensive zone. The power play is completed, but the Redskins have the puck. Trying to set something up. This is Ruzala. Bumped along the boards by Florkowski. Back to the blue line to Swick. Swick tees it up. He shoots. Oh, it got all the way through and knocked down finally by the defenseman in front of the goaltender. Hard shot deflected just wide. Here come the Wildcats out of their own zone. Redskins back deep. Swick just shoots it in. Ruzella's going to get a hold of it, keep the puck alive, but Flynn finally takes it away. And here come the Wildcats one more time. This is here over the blue line. Here going to his backhand. Oh, it's poke checked away from him. Intercepted by Wagner. Cross ice pass, and back come the Redskins. This is Costello teeing it up, shooting just wide of the net. Davidzik coming in on the play. His centering pass, nobody home. Loose puck, it goes to the corner. Ruzala behind the net takes a big hit from Tulin. Flynn coming out of his own end. 2-on-2 developing for the Wildcats. Long shot, and it goes off the ankle of the defenseman Wagner. Big hit right in front of us. No penalty call there. Could have been a penalty, maybe with the elbow up. Back to the blue line. Taken there by Kyle Martin. And Martin just eludes the check of Stenko. Wagner chases back after it for the Redskins. Paul Wagner comes over to the near corner and now to the far corner with Harmon retrieving it. His pass is intercepted at the blue line. Bad pass there. And look at here by himself. Wildcats in the offensive zone looking to put up some pressure here. Looks like some tired skaters out there. Comes along to the near side. Kept in there by the Wildcats, and now the Redskins get a chance to clear the zone. Carrying it out of trouble is Wagner. His pass is knocked away with a skate towards the blue line. Stanko keeps it in. He has Frank in front of him. Goes to the corner. Aaron Yossi couldn't keep it alive. Now Frank just tips it back in, and they'll get a chance to clear it. They do, out over the blue line. 12:40 to go here in this third period. 3-3 tie. Good move there at the blue line by Stanko. Stanko still driving towards the net. Puck comes free to the corner, and there's a penalty coming up. A blatant call right in front of the official. And what Dave D., one of the coaches of the Wildcats, said was necessary has not come to pass as his team takes a bad penalty.
Right, number 9, Tony Gervis, just an undisciplined penalty. Turned around and punched a Lancaster player right in the face mask.
Yes, in front of the referee, Bob Albano, and Albano makes sure.
Michael Gervix, the senior, 5'11", 215 pounds.
Big-sized guy.
Certainly no lightweight.
So the Redskins with the puck in the offensive zone and the power play advantage. Loose puck, and the puck is shot from the point. Long rebound came into the slot, and they weren't able to cash it in. Now it's cleared out of trouble. Fourth power play advantage for the Redskins today, I believe. Back out over the blue line. Backhanded into the Wildcat or the Redskins zone, and Aaron Yossi will be looking to start out from his own end right in front of his goalkeeper, Chapman. This is Aaron Yossi up through center ice. Good burst of speed there. Jeff Aaron Yossi loses it finally as he's knocked down on the play. Out through center ice comes the puck. Burkhart reaches back after it. Aaron Yossi has to try and retrieve it. Reinhardt beats him to it. Shot into the Redskins end of the rink. John Frank didn't see the puck. A blind pass intercepted by Militello. He is dangerous when there's a lot of ice surface. He's bothered by Hillman. And now knocked into the offensive zone for the Wildcats as they're doing a great job killing the penalty. Not too many good chances for the Redskins.
Well, they're certainly getting a lot of practice at killing penalties this period, Frank.
Good lead pass there, tipped ahead. Overhoff for Kozel. Kozel's shot wide. Knocked away with the stick by Sandrowski. Taken back behind the net. Loose puck, and now coming out of the corner is Militello, and Militello will wind up and just shoot it up ice. Chapman leaves it there for Zelak. Zelak shoots it to an open point. Hillman comes up on the play, not out. This is Militello. Militello again skating around, killing some clock, and now shoots it to the open corner. Zelak has to retrieve it one more time. Redskins look a little disorganized as they try to start out one more time. Long pass intercepted by Soboraiski, taken by the defenseman. Over to Hillman. Goes rink wide with it. Good pass. Deflected in towards the goalkeeper. Martin intercepts it, and his backhander goes out of the rink. So finally a face-off, but the power play is completed. They didn't get too many good chances there as players talk to each other in the face-off circle. And there you see the power play percentages for both teams, the Redskins and the Wildcats.
Right, and obviously I think Lancaster's walking away a little frustrated here because they've had more than one opportunity to take the lead here in this 3-3 tie game.
Lancaster in their season have scored 41 goals in the third period. That's a pretty good number. And they just allowed 16, so they get better as the game goes on.
Right. This would be Lancaster's period.
If statistics hold true, sometimes they don't, though, when you have two bitter rivals as these two teams are. And we say bitter because things do get anxious when the fellas know each other pretty well from off-season sports activities or growing up together in the same neighborhood but attending different schools. This is Costello. And what do we have here? A penalty behind the play, apparently.
And it looks like Depew will get an opportunity to go on the power play here. Referee Bob Albano is going to send one of the Lancaster players for interference.
And we'll have to see who that is, of course. Davidzik, the big guy, is off.
There's a shot of Dave Davidzik. 2 minutes for interference.
And a great chance for the Wildcats as they've got the big guys out there. Militello at one wing. And he'll get the puck at center ice. Shoots it into an open corner. He's on the forward line with Burkhart and here. Flynn is at one point. As Costello looks to shoot it back behind the boards, and Zelak may get a chance to clear it here. Zelak taking his time. Oh, he lost control of the puck and it's intercepted. There's a player out in front by himself, and the Wildcats don't work the teamwork very well there. There's a great chance by here. He just shot it wide of the net. That shot goes high and wide off the glass. Flynn comes in from the point to keep it alive. Intercepted. Player overskates the puck. Costello has it. And he's taking too much time trying to clear the zone. He should be getting it out of there much faster. Wildcats covering up on the player, getting a chance to keep it alive in the offensive end. 1:13 to go in the power play. Puck is loose. They're still battling to get a hold of it. Zelak in there, trying to hold it for the face-off, and they should get the call here. And no call made. This is Ruzella. Now it's bounced behind the net. Picked up there by Kozel, who takes it to the corner. Back to the blue line. High shot, high and wide. Comes back to Flynn. Flynn tees it up. He'll shoot low. Pad save by the goalkeeper. You can hear that one. This is Costello. Will he clear it this time? Yes, finally he clears it.
Right, and going back to that last series, Militello had here all alone in front of the net, but just didn't see him.
Sometimes a good player doesn't look up when he needs to look up. Let's talk about some upcoming games on Adelphia Cable Sports.
Up on Sunday, February 27th at Buffalo State College, we have a 3 o'clock start for the Federation Finals. And then the following Sunday, March 6th, again at Buff State, starting at 9 a.m., the Super Sunday Championships.
Redskins playing shorthanded for the next 34 seconds. Martin shoots it in. Keeps it alive as he drives past the defenseman. Swick has a hold of him and won't let him by, so it's easily cleared. Bounced up off the boards. Tap to Costanzo, getting some ice time on this power play. Tulin driving towards the net. Frank is out there. Low shot, covered up and cleared down by the defenseman.
Again, Frank, a big rebound. Had Depew had a player in front, that could have been an easy goal.
John Frank forechecking on top of the goaltender. Sandrowski has to play it around the boards. 2 seconds and the power play is over with. So Stanko comes in from the bench area as Davidzik goes to the bench for the Redskins. And both teams are at even strength. Swick gets a hold of it. He just tries to clear it out of the zone. He's not able to do so. Now it's tipped out over the blue line. Goes to the corner. Bounced up off the boards, right in front of the Redskins bench. Knocked through center ice, taken there by Wagner. He loses it to Kyle Martin. Martin just shoots it into the open corner. Brad Swick going in after it. Fires it hard around the boards, back to the other blue line, or back to the other point at the blue line. Kept alive there by Florkowski. Tipped ahead, Stanko will get a hold of it. He can't shoot it out, he had a great chance. Now he'll steer it out over the blue line and maybe a break chance for the Redskins with a burst of speed. This is Stanko. Stanko overskates the puck. Overhoff right with him though. They bump along the play. And Overhoff is sandwiched there. And now cleared out of trouble. Aaron Yossi goes back after it to retrieve. The Redskins wanted the penalty there. No call made.
I think the Redskins were looking, they wanted to know where.
Look at Militello moving in. Shoot, score! What a game, what a game, what a game for Frank Militello. His 4th goal of the night Frank Militello has carried the Wildcats on his back in this one. And I'll tell you what, when he got free with the puck there, it was just a matter of where he was going to get it past the goalkeeper. You see the giveaway as Militello intercepts the pass. And no mistake, just above the outstretched left leg and below the gloved hand.
Right, Mattel snaps the puck towards the net. It picked the right spot. Again, we talked about the forechecking for Depew and the turnovers.
This is Militello again. He's going to tee it up and fire this one wide. So the Redskins have their work cut out for him now. Deflected pass into the front of the net. Goes to the corner. Back to the blue line. This is Overhoff with it. Overhoff waits for a little bit of space, and now he breaks out of his own end. 3-on-2 developing for the Redskins. This is Overhoff with a burst of speed, trying to get around the defenseman. Overhoff waits, sets it up. Oh, a great chance by Hillman. He didn't see the puck. Comes back towards the blue line. Knocked down with a stick. Harmon couldn't keep it in the offensive zone, and the Wildcats have it at center ice. Backhand pass. Wildcats coach is screaming for a shot. They didn't get the shot away. Harmon bumping along the boards there with here. Taken away by the other defenseman. Can't find it. Overhoff is in their play. Pass is not working right now for the Redskins, and they get the stoppage in play as the puck rolls to Chapman. 6:19 to go in this third period. A 4-3 lead now for the Wildcats. The Redskins have kept battling back, but there may not be enough time in this one.
Right, I think the key might be here that Redskins, they didn't capitalize on their power play opportunities, and now Depew with just six minutes to go can just play a dump and chase style and hopefully get rid of the end of the time.
Look at that pot. That's a great shot. Caught the goaltender at his mercy and really made the most of it, putting it in a very, very tough chance for the goaltender to handle. On the face-off, it's taken by the Wildcats. They're playing with a little bit more speed now, a little bit more zest on their skates. Shot from the blue line and handled there by Chapman as a player is ridden down near the net. They'll break cleanly. Now, Wildcats, if they continue to play as they're playing right now with a little bit of spark and a little bit of burst and don't take a penalty, they should have full control of this game.
Right, look for the Wildcats maybe not to put the players out there that have been in the box already in the game. And by staying out of the box, that will certainly enhance their chances of...
There goes your theory.
As I say that, Sandrowski comes out.
Big Mike Sandrowski. List him at 5'9", but 220 pounds. Well, that's Tony Sandrowski, excuse me. Mike Sandrowski maybe a little taller. Break, intercepted. Rizala moving in. Oh, it's loose right there in the slot. Oh, the backhander right back into the goaltender. Now knocked back to the blue line. Kept alive there by Kozel. His low shot all the way to the net. And finally covered up by Sandrowski. Great chance there by the Redskins.
Right, and Sandrowski, the defenseman, had given up that puck into the zone, which led to the Lancaster takeovers. And they had a loose puck in front of the goaltender, Sandrowski, for some time, and he was able to poke it away as the puck lay there in the crease. Right there was a key play because number 6, Petrella, could have put that rebound in and tied the game up.
Now watch the shot coming in as we continue the sequence. It's deflected, and it's steered right towards the goalkeeper, but Tony Sandrowski makes his 19th save of the night, and that's a huge one. On the face-off, puck taken back to Florkowski. Good lead pass. It's kept in at the blue line, though, by Kozel. Overhoff has it in the corner. Puck catches in the boards. Again, it catches in the boards. He's having trouble getting it out of there. Must be a little wedge in the door. Hillman bumped behind the net. Back to Overhoff. He overskates. Tries to set something up in front. Comes pulling the face-off circle. High shot, high and wide. Loose puck again. This is Hillman with it. It's almost like a power play for the Redskins. Comes back to Zelak. His low shot. Not very much wood on that one, and it's going to be cleared by the Wildcats. Big hit there at the blue line as Overhoff knocked down here. But this is Tulin. Tulin takes it into the corner. It gets away from one. Centering pass right out in front. Oh, this is Militello. Oh, and he missed on the wide open shot. Militello again trying to work his way back behind the net. Backhands it out in front. Loose puck. The goaltender does not play it well as Chapman went down. It's still free now as it comes out in front. There's Militello.
There's no stopping him here today, Frank. 5 Wildcat goals and 5 Militello goals.
Well, when he had the goaltender at his mercy, looking him straight in the eye, I thought, well, it's all over here, but he didn't do a good job getting that shot away.
The first opportunity he had the goaltender down. He held on the puck, very poised, but wasn't able to cash it in. But he fouled with the play, went around behind the net, and he was able to come back out the other side and tuck it in.
5-3 lead here for Frank Militello and the Depew Wildcats.
And there was a shot at Kyle Martin, who you alluded to, Lancaster looking like they had a power play on that last sequence. Unfortunately, Martin was hurt, and they were down a man. He was slow to get to the bench, which is why it looked like Lancaster had a power play.
And he's unlacing the skate, so he may be done for the night. Wildcats looking to clear it out of trouble. They do out to center ice. 4:15 to go on this one. Redskins must get a quick goal here to make a little run. Knocked down at the blue line. This is Petrella shooting it in. Picked up there. Bounced up off the boards. Lead pass for a teammate. There's a long lead pass for Tulin. He overskated the puck. Wagner just clears it out of trouble. Burkhardt will shoot it into the corner. Swick has to go big back in and chase it. Brings it up to this side to Stanko. Stanko couldn't get it out of the zone. Low shot. Good save by Chapman on that one. Another shot coming up. That's a good save by the goalkeeper. Wildcats keeping it in. Here's a break opportunity. This could be it. John Frank, best skater for the Redskins, moving in. He'll shoot. Great stop by Sandrowski. Petrella gets the puck back. His backhander deflected away. Players bumping behind the play, and the goaltender gives the Redskin player a good whack with the stick. Aranyosi bumps with Burnham. Ruzala goes back after it. Redskins try again. Ruzala carrying it in over the blue line. Still with the puck. Good work by Ruzala there. The Wildcats will get a hold of it, though, and they'll have a chance. There's a lead pass up ice. This is Drakes moving in off the bench. Drakes moves. He shoots. He scores!
So, Frank, there we have action from one end of the ice to the other as John Frank had an opportunity to put Lancaster within one, but a great defensive play by Flynn, who came back and hooked his stick and lifted it momentarily, enough to take away a good scoring opportunity, and the Wildcats come right back down the other way and score a goal.
There you see the breakaway, and he held on to it for a long time before sliding it in under the outstretched arm of the goalkeeper. So the Redskins are going to go down to defeat here, and that sweep of the series is going to go for naught. It's never happened between these two teams, and it will not happen this year. A 6-3 lead with 3 minutes left. On the face-off, the Wildcats carrying it in over the blue line. Good lead pass. Drake's looking for another chance. Drakes falls down on the play, puts it back behind the net. Some of the players who haven't seen a lot of ice time getting the time now for the Wildcats. As Florkowski's at the point, along with Soboraiski. Here is out there with Drakes and number 71, Costanza.
And
Chris
for
Costanza.
Drakes, the 5'8", 155-pound junior, that will be his 5th goal of the season. And one time he scored the winning goal in the squirt finals at Memorial Auditorium.
Shot from the blue line, covered up by the goalkeeper. Good stick play there as he got it out of the trouble. Wildcat player into the crease, bounced on top of Chapman a little bit. Costello goes in after it on the lead pass. Costello takes a big bump by Soboraiski. Gets it in the face-off circles. Costello still working hard. It's deflected high into the corner. Redskins trying to set themselves up for a shot opportunity. Low shot just wide of the net. Comes along to the near point. Aranyosi, there's a delayed call coming up, and the Wildcats are going to send the man off with 2:24 to go here in this third period.
A good job by Rosala on that play, just battling in front of the net and having two Depew defenders trying to take him out of the play. Finally, one of the Depew defenders tackled him on the play, and with only 2:24 to go and being down 3 goals, look for Lancaster to pull their goalie and go with maybe a 2-man advantage here.
Well, give it a try right now. There you see Sandrowski, who's come up big a couple of times here in this third period, to give his team an opportunity to build on their lead.
This might be a good time for Coach Dick Miller to call a timeout, maybe reassess his opportunities.
Well, the goaltender stays in place. Face off to the right of Sandrowski. Man advantage here for the Redskins. On the face off, Hillman couldn't keep it in. Wagner has to get a hold of it at the center ice area, shoots it into the offensive zone. Overhoff couldn't handle it. And Hillman comes back to retrieve at his own blue line, being bothered by Burkhardt. Long lead pass for Overhoff. Overhoff, a blind pass, didn't connect. Taken there by Reinhardt in his own end, and he'll just shoot it out of harm's way. Bounced up off the boards. Wadowski has it. Wadowski trying to get away from the defender. Wadowski leaves it for Frank. Good pass over, and Overhoff overskates it. There's a shot from Wadowski right through the faceoff circle, and bounced away by the goaltender who made a good save.
Frank, and I noticed neither of these teams, when they're on the power play, want to shoot the puck in and try and gain position from there.
Like to carry it in and set it up that way. This is Overhoff at his own blue line. Over to Wagner. Long lead pass. Up to Wadowski to Frank. Another lead pass, but Wadowski couldn't catch up with it. 1:24 to go in the hockey game. 1 minute to go in the period, or in the power play. Backhander, shot out of the air. Good stop there by Sandrowski. Loose puck again in the slot. Player bumped down and knocked off his skates. There's a penalty coming up. And who's it going to go against? Probably the Redskins.
I think it's going to be a slashing call as we wait for referee Bob Albano to give the signal. That was Burkhardt, who was injured on the play.
Slow to get to his feet. And still in some pain as he's out in his own face-off circle. They're going to get some fresh skates out for him. And they'll bring the face-off all the way back to the Redskins side of the rink with 1:09 to go here in this third period. A 6-3 lead for the Depew Wildcats, seeking revenge for a 9-3 loss from earlier in the year. And they will be successful here today.
We'll be going 4-on-4 for the next 45 seconds and giving Depew a power play for the remainder of the game. There's a shot of Tony Sandrowski, who's played awfully well tonight.
Yes, he has. He's done a fine job. Oh, and the goaltender. Wow. Hang on here. A wild stick up in the air went off the helmet of the linesman.
Right. Michael Gervis high-sticked Tom Monahan, the linesman. Flagrant. I'm sure it was accidental, but the stick came down hard on the linesman. There he is, Tom Monahan. I'm sure he's all right as Bob Albano, the referee, checks with him.
Fortunately, he has the helmet on, and I'll tell you what, it is fortunate because you can really hear the crack of the helmet being met by the wood of the stick. Right there. Oh, boy. Wow. And you want to be a hockey official. Maybe it's better to be the guy in the penalty box. Look at Frank Militello.
Now there's a surprise pick for the player of the game, Frank Militello. Who would have thought that?
Yeah. Surprise, surprise. 1 minute to go in the third period. Petrella's in the penalty box for the Redskins now. Costanzo's in for the Wildcats. And the players will be looking to finish this game up, hopefully without injury, as they prepare for playoff action. Drakes takes a check. Players looking to tee off a little bit here as they know what the outcome of this one is going to be. Rosella battling behind the net with here. Takes a bump. Puck is taken away. Shot on the short side by Costello. Comes back to the blue line. Intercepted there by Costanzo. 19 seconds to go in this one. Over the blue line. Soborowski will not pass. He'll shoot off the goaltender's. Oh, loose puck lay there. They shoot. Another missed opportunity by the Wildcats. Boy, they had great chances in that sequence. Back to the blue line. Deflected wide of the net, and that's going to close this one out. 3, 2, 1. And there it is. The Depew Wildcats break out of their bench and go and mob their goaltender, Tony Sandrowski. As the Wildcats come up with a huge win here over the Lancaster Redskins by a score of 6-3. We'll break away. We'll come right back with some closing interviews and comments and the final statistics on Adelphia Cable Sports. And we are back, and once again, an outstanding hockey effort here as the Lancaster Redskins unfortunately go down to defeat against Frank Militello and the Depew Wildcats by a score of 6-3. Let's join Walter John Sears with our player of the game.
All right, thank you very much, Frank Stewart and Mark Jaggard. An excellent game, and Depew comes on top 6-3. 3 goals in the third period, and the story, a big win for the Depew team, but a great game for our young sophomore here, Frank Militello. Frank, congratulations. 5 goals, just an outstanding game for you.
Yeah, I just thought we had to come out here and have a real good game to come back and split the season series between Lancaster, and it happened.
Well, you're 5'11", 195 pounds, very good size. You're a sophomore, so 2 more years of eligibility left. This is the most goals you've ever scored in a high school game. Previously, you did have 4 goals, and you are the leading goal scorer on the team.
Yeah, well, my teammate. If it wasn't for my teammates, then I would have only had like 2 goals in this game because my teammates held people up for me and made things happen.
Well, you scored your 27th, 28th, 29th, 30th, and your 31st goals this year. We're going to look at your 5th and the 31st goal, and probably one of the most important, because just turn around here and describe it to us.
Well, my teammate Kyle Martin and Michael Hare were behind the net, and they were holding them up for me to score, and I scored.
And that 5th one put your team in front 5-3, and that sort of broke the back of the Lancaster team. What about your future? Obviously a sophomore, junior year next year, and then after that, what? Hockey seems to be big in your future.
Yeah, so I'm thinking about hockey, and if I don't do something in college with hockey, I'm going to try to broadcast.
Good luck to you going into the playoffs, and hopefully you can get into Super Sunday.
Thank you. I look forward to it.
Thanks a lot.
All right.
All right, a fine young man, a good interviewer, Frank Militello, our player of the game, our star of the game. 6-3 Depew, and we'll be right back.
To 3 in this one, and in this one, Mark and Walt, it was really the Frank Militello story, and the goal scoring as we go through the summary will really size that up.
Well, unbelievable. He had a great game, Mark. 5 goals.
Let's take a look at the first one there, as you'll see him by himself, Mark, and again, they left him alone an awful lot tonight.
Right, you talk about a one-man force. Not only did he score 5 goals today, but several of those goals were unassisted.
And there was the big backbreaker. That was the one that made it 4-3 and really opened the floodgates for the Depew Wildcats to come away with a big victory. Walt, why don't we go through the scoring in this game?
Well, out of the 3 goals, he had a total of 3 unassisted out of the 5. Militello opened the scoring at 36 seconds in, 1-0 Depew. Militello, shorthanded goal, unassisted, made it 2-0 at 3:22. And then for Lancaster, Frank scored to make it 2-1 in the first period. Continuing, Androwski scored to make it 2-2. Or Androwski for Lancaster to make it 2-2. And Militello, the true hat trick on a power play in the first period, 3-2 Depew after 1. And quite a surprise because Lancaster, a favored team coming in, and Depew held the advantage. Second period, Rosella scored at 3:17 to make it 3-3, and that's the way it ended up. Good goaltending there. And then the Militello show, unassisted at 7:41. That was the game winner. And then goal number 5, another unassisted one at 10:24. That one gave him a 2-goal lead. And then Drake's at 12 minutes of the third period made it 6-3, our final score. Mark, 5 goals in 1 game for a sophomore. Unbelievable.
Well, let's take a look at the final team stats there. Mark, why don't you run through those for us, with the goals especially. Depew with 6 big ones.
Right, of course, Depew had 6 goals, Lancaster 3. Shots on goal, pretty even matchup. Depew having the edge there, looks like 30-25. Our percentage is Depew had a better percentage with 20% as to 12% for Lancaster. Faceoffs won, 29-26. Again, it was close, but Depew had the edge. Checks 16-16, can't get any closer than that. And of course the penalty minutes, we thought that may be a factor, but evidently it wasn't, as Lancaster had a chance to go ahead with 2 power plays in the third period and was unable to cash in, and 4 extra minutes for the Depew team.
Well, do we credit Lancaster or Depew for holding Lancaster 0 for 7 on the power play, or Lancaster just didn't have it for their power play in this one?
Exactly right. Depew made most of their chances. They kept a lot of pressure out in the forechecking in, and they did get the shorthanded goal when they needed to. Well, let's talk about some upcoming games, Mark.
Right, and again, the Federation Finals will be Sunday, February 26th, February 27th, excuse me, at Buffalo State College. The game will start at 3 p.m., and of course our Super Sunday will be the following Sunday, March 6th, again at Buffalo State College, starting at 9 a.m.
And there you see the games that you'll want to tune into on Adelphia Cable Sports. Well, an awful lot of people involved in this one, and we wish to thank the coaches especially and all the players. And for Gary Black and our Adelphia Cable crew, Mark Jaggard, one of our sports announcers here, along with Walter John Sears, this is Frank Stewart bidding you so long from the Holiday Twin Rinks in Cheektowaga with the final score. Once again, the Depew Wildcats 6, the Lancaster Redskins 3. Thank you for viewing.
nerve-crunching high school hockey action on Adelphia Cable Sports. See the best Western New York has to offer in the world's fastest team sport. Don't miss all the action on Adelphia Cable Sports High School Hockey Game of the Week.